your testimony and several others who've submitted testimony today expressed clear concern that the CRCC is intentionally seeking to dominate our nation's transit rail sector. With the completion of several U.S. public transit projects already, CRRC has postured itself to be a dominant competitor in our transit and rail car manufacturing industry. Do you anticipate that CRRC will make a gradual impact on our rail sector, or can we expect a more dramatic and swifter impact?
Mr. Johnson, it's a terrific question. It's already altered the landscape. There is no question about that. And it's winning approximately 3 out of every 4 transit awards. Atlanta is actually an exception to that, but they're making substantial progress, again, by offering prices that are essentially loss-leading. The ultimate result of all of this is going to be reduced competition. That is, its competitors, the incumbent firms like Hyundai, Kawasaki, Alstom, the others will exit the market if they are not winning awards. And so there's a combination of tools that are available, I think, to both make the experience better for local transit agencies and for taxpayers as well. One of those is obviously to create a level playing field for the bidding. The incumbent companies are simply not competing against another company in CRC. They're competing against a country. That's the issue that the TIVSA would alleviate.
So
the other issue,
how do you level that playing field?
How do you level that playing field? Well, that would exclude state-owned enterprises from competing for the contracts, and so CRC would need to divest itself of its interests in the Chinese government or find another buyer for its assets. The other issue, and I think this is an important one, is the size of the transit spend. And that has been an impediment for many firms to stay engaged in the U.S. market. And so I'm hoping, as part of this infrastructure conversation that the Congress is having with the White House, that there will be a robust, sustained commitment to building out transit and rail infrastructure in the United States that's going to send a signal to these firms that it can stay in these markets, invest in these workers, invest in capital, and I think that's the ultimate outcome that we'd like to see.
Thank you, Mr. Salufo. The integration of Chinese technology into our transit network is intertwined with national security. With the implementation of GPS, safety features, Wi-Fi systems, and numerous other nuanced technologies, China gains considerable access to gather intelligence. Do you believe that this requires hypervigilance from our intelligence community? And I'd like for you to answer also, General Adams.
Congressman Johnson, without a doubt. And the good news is if you look at the number of industrial and economic espionage cases, and if you look at it, the cyber espionage cases in particular, they're heavily focused on the People's Republic of China and their intentions, because that's where a lot of the activity is. They're by no means the only player we have to worry about, but or actor we have to worry about. But that the good news is awareness is high. The bad news is awareness is high because there's a whole lot of activity going on.
General Adams.
Yes, sir. We do need to be hypervigilant, and as I said before, by the time we detect a threat from cybersecurity, it's already too late. The Chinese are not interested in telegraphing their intent. Good for us, they actually have. We know they want to conquer the global freight rail market, and it's good to see this level of interest from Congress because it supports our intelligence community's hyper interest in this dynamic as well. So thank you.
Thank you. I want to thank all of the witnesses for their testimony, and also want to thank Chairman DeFazio for holding this very important hearing today on how we can protect our nation's rail infrastructure. Okay. And with that, I yield back.
I thank gentleman, Representative Miller.
Thank you, Chairman DeFazio and Ranking Member Graves. And thank all of you all for being here.